The early birds gets the worm.
Hi.
G'day. You're off to a great start. Fun.
We are off to a great start. We're going to talk about what we're going to do on a tilted stream. Let's go ahead and just start right off on the right foot, right? Hey everybody.
G'day.
Welcome back to another episode of
Oh yeah.
GM's Day Off.
G'day.
Tilted edition.
The tilt.
The tilt.
Tilting you right now.
Yeah.
You're tilting the jazz? Yes, we do have.
It's smooth.
It is smooth.
We
It
have
is definitely jazz.
Hello.
Smooth.
Heyo.
Jazz.
Hi, jazz. Hi.
We want clothes. That.
Heyo.
That.
Hi. Hold on.
Free skin for ad players.
Don't talk about Elsword.
Free skin.
Even though our name is Elsword.
Alright, so for anybody who has no idea what's going on right now, we are Mosh, Rush, and Pie showing up because day off.
Jojo skin.
Jojo.
Noticed.
What
Matt
up?
noticed. G'day. How are ya?
Oh, I forgot to turn the AC down. Tell me how.
It's gonna be hot.
How are ya?
Man, it's not hot.
Hi, it's cool.
The atmosphere tilts Pie. The air I breathe. The atmosphere tilts Pie. Can hear your voices being repeated in the back. Can hear your voices being repeated in the back.
Echo.
Can hear your voices being repeated in the back.
Echo.
Hear your voices being repeated in the back.
Wow, really?
Really? Really?
Do you have another YouTube video?
YouTube.
Ah.
Echo.
No, it's muted. Oh, wait, this one.
Echo.
Okay, it should be good now.
Are we good now?
Are we still echoing? A tilted day in space?
No, we're not playing anything.
Good now. Yeah, okay. And what was that?
We did it.
Tanks.
We did it.
Tanks.
We did it.
So,
Maybe sound echoes in space.
Echo.
You only did it once. That's not echo.
tilted.
Eco.
The players
Eco.
were supposed to echo.
No echo?
Alright, so basically what we're doing is we show up on this day, our day off,
The best day.
the best day,
The Thor's day.
and we don't talk about gaming.
No, Thor is in the Marvel or whatever mythology, you know, that's how Thursday came about, right?
This
Norse
Thor's
god.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Thor's day. That's not gaming, it's Greek mythology. No,
It's
it's not
oh!
Greek. Norse! Norse! I was getting
Kidding me.
Okay,
Oh,
we got
man.
that out of the way.
Where's Australia?
You got it out of the way.
Australia is somewhere in that-ish. Wait.
We have a really good mic from Zora. It defies
Space.
it defies space.
Though it takes up space. Australia is in the Atlantic Ocean during Eurovision.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
Eurovision? I heard about Eurovision.
Yeah, it's the show.
All the countries get their like best singers or whatever, and then do like a performance.
It's really nice.
Like
I only used to
there's
watch
like really weird stuff.
Philippines.
That's
number
where
one.
the whole saxophone thing came, right?
that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the Eurovisions was the guy doing the saxophone guy.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think that is from Eurovision. But the rest of the song sucks, just that one part that's good.
Makati City, number one. My favorite place. Not pies, though.
Your burger's not very good. Just saying. Listen, you let me down with the burgers.
Hey, Kika!
The burgers.
The
Bear Cat.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Today, yo.
What's going on,
Ni
Giga?
hao.
So, we're going to kind of throw some things out there. And so, we're going to ask you guys and girls out there in YouTube land, what tilts you? What is the thing that tilts you? What is your pet peeve? What can somebody just say or do that just sets you right off?
What do we think of the KDA music video? I think it's pretty well made.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you like it?
I like it.
I like the. I think everyone can agree that Akali looked really cool.
Yes. And it helps that I play almost every one of them. So
I have the worst time getting into the whole hype thing. So when people do the PR stuff, like I fall right off. Especially like, okay, so what gets me is everyone remembers the Jinx video. But
yes.
The thing was, what irked the hell out of me was you can't tell me who the band was.
No.
You couldn't tell me who the singer was.
No.
And so the fact that they ran with that and saw the production and the music and everything that drove the heart and soul of that video, and there was no credit. I mean, openly, nobody knew what was going on. I mean, you can Google it now, but I mean, at the time, I was pissed because you didn't see anything that was brought along with that. So that whole vibe that was produced for that.
See, for me, I thought it was they did that on purpose to get someone that doesn't sound like, oh, that's Usher or whatever. I know I picked Usher. Oh, that's Usher singing Jinx song.
Well, right, but the problem was is they didn't give him any credit,
Mm-hmm.
and so the band that actually sang, I'm not going to go into to the politics involved, but they got no credit. And one, they're not a big band to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
One, they're actually from Eastern Europe.
But was it like them shafting them, or was it like a written contract?
But it doesn't matter. You don't sign something like that away just so you can have your music presented. You know what I mean? Like if
But what if they did?
no, I'm not saying that they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that you don't do that to people. I have a moral issue with that. It's like even when we post any video of any music that we've used, we've always tried, unless it's pure, unadulterated stock. If it's stock stuff, yeah, then back when we used to use more stock music and stuff like that in production, we didn't include it because it's stock. I mean, specifically, you're not supposed to include it because it's stock music. You pay for it, you use it, as per whatever the contract is, and that's it. You leave it at that. But
yes.
that particular music was not presented as stock.
Yes,
So it
and
was
we
just
can
super
say
dumb.
shit.
Telltale. Let's not talk about the game, guys. What game are we talking about? With comment reading music.
Yes. Comment.
For me, like, I really like that music video, and then I had to look up like who sang it, and then look up the music, and I think that actually made me like go more into like kind of like searching for like little Easter eggs. Like they won't tell me, but I'm sure someone on the internet probably asked this and like fucking 1,000 comments. I'm like, who is this? Like some band in like some European country or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I only like 2 music videos. It was the Jinx one and this one.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
You don't like Gun King?
I'm sorry.
So is it the vibe in general, or you didn't like the music, you didn't like the animation? What didn't you like?
I don't know. The first
Or
time.
is it because Jinx is meta and you just don't even want to deal
It's
with
the
that?
hipster animals. Everyone
Right?
likes it.
Yeah. No, he's like, oh no.
As a player that plays support quite a bit, I have to kind of get used to Jinx. So I can't say I hate Jinx. I just couldn't connect with the music, I guess. But in general, I like all the world's musics.
I wasn't impressed with any of the world's music actually.
Really? Imagine Dragons is amazing.
Their songs sound the same every time.
I know! Consistency.
Well, I should listen to their first song.
I actually liked the one that
Warriors?
they used for the NBA one.
I think
Friction.
all their songs could technically be for NBA because they all have the same progression.
It's Friction. That was one of the only ones I actually liked.
I think the first one I heard from them was Radioactive, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good." And then the next one was like, "Oh,
sounds like Radioactive." The music is snazzy.
You guys like the jazz?
Yeah.
You like smooth jazz?
Yeah, we got you covered.
Relax.
I'm so relaxed.
Stay a while and listen.
What's that?
With jazz. So I didn't go at what. Did we get any good topics on what tilts these folks?
Skyra said, what tilts me is redacted.
Yes, I can see that. Definitely see that. Or I gotta be on the line with that retcon. Anything some things need to be retcon, like that whole fiasco with
Look, it's something you can relate to right there by Sean Adams.
Oh, how did you know?
Marsh's pet peeve.
I hate Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I can't stand it either. I think it's more. I have definitely have like the drawing style that I like, and Rick and Morty drawing style. It doesn't matter like if they have amazing or whatever. That driving like just drive me away. That style is like.
It's like it doesn't matter how good the storyline, how good the acting is, or anything. As soon as you see it, that visual cue, just done. Like I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, that's why I can't even watch a lot of the animes, like One Piece and stuff. The manga is like so well drawn, and I look at the anime and like, what happened to his face?
That One Punch Man. Yeah, we talked about that before. One Punch Man, just the artwork, his outfit, everything. Even though it's supposed to be funny, it's not funny.
See, for me, One Punch Man, I like it because of the drawing. Because everything else but him is so well drawn that I'm like, oh. He's just like no shading, just like a guy standing in like a yellow jumper suit. And everything else, like the details of their veins and stuff. Like, so crazy.
X, we're not going to talk about any L-Sword stuff, period.
No.
So yeah, that's other live streams. So we know when everybody shows up to the other live streams and they don't ask any questions, and all of a sudden they show up to our day off video and they're all, hey, so let's talk about the game. I'm gonna get out of here.
You can stay.
You can stay.
Ask
Yeah.
about
No. Oh, we talked about the game industry.
Yeah.
So we can talk about
Diablo.
Oh. Tilted. Yeah, there you go. If they're like, are you gonna watch Mosh?
What?
Duh.
Just poke Mosh's buttons.
Yeah, no, I was one of those, like, was it like 60,000 downvotes now on that video? I was one of them.
No, I'm pretty sure it's over like 200K now.
As soon as that dropped, I'm like, ah!
On the day, like around 7 p.m., you know how we looked at it like around like 4 or 3?
Yeah.
So 50K? At 7 it was 110K.
Woo! Yeah, they were joking around. They're like going for the record for most downvotes.
They tried.
So bad.
Any thoughts on Overwatch and the new hero?
Oh, Ash.
You know what they were talking about the. I won't go into like all like the crazy politics of the what do you call it, this is not coffee or anything kind of about the when something is not it's confrontational, it is this word that is
organic.
Not vocabulary. No, it's provocative, like to actually like instigate like arguments and stuff like that. But I liked the character. It wasn't. It just seems so contrived, man. Like I love the train robber thing. If they could have run with that more, but it just seemed like they tried and didn't commit. It was like they dipped their toe in, but they didn't jump.
Which part's about it?
The actual storyline part. Like, she wanted to be a train robber, but she's not. She's kind of like an outlaw, but she's not.
Well, she's just bitter because she got dumped by McCree.
Right. But that's
Look at me, I'm robbing the train, you have to stop me, oh no.
But if she could have gone like totally yandere with it and just like literally was like, I'm going to like murder his family, or
yeah, but then
just
they
like,
can't later be like they got married and lived happily ever after.
That's fine.
But they want that ending.
And he will never sleep with both eyes closed ever again. But I don't like it when people dip the toe in and they don't jump. You have the opportunity to, and Blizzard has for many years always committed.
I like the old action gun.
Oh, the lever action?
Yeah, lever action.
Yeah, old school cowboy stuff.
But then again, I wish the actual main character was the machine Bob, and his ult is to bring out his human. That would be like the best thing ever.
But yeah, well, even that, like the character named Bob, I was like, wow, because that was meme status 20 years ago. I was like, wow, oh, they named it Bob because it's funny, because its name is just Bob. Yeah, see, that was like, no, everything was just, it just seemed really like just kind of trite and contrived, and it was just very out of character for me as far as Blizzard stuff goes. I think the whole like BlizzCon this year just freaking tilted me.
I don't even think I like any of the new characters since Anna.
Yeah.
You like Anna?
I like Anna. I like the Farrah's mom. Oh, like a random like story plot they included. They're like, we need a new character.
Now, speaking from experience, just in my experience with having anything to do with Blizzard, that's out of character. That is very, very out of character. If it's true.
But not this Blizzard.
Not my Blizzard.
Not the Diablo mobile Blizzard.
Oh, did you hear the gossip, the rumor mill?
But they were supposed to announce.
No, it's way worse.
What?
That Diablo was the first of a line.
Oh yeah,
PC
every other game,
mobile game that's going to get that. All of their other PC titles are going to go mobile, and I was just like,
made by NetEase.
So, yeah. Now, just because you heard it here and we're in the game industry doesn't mean there's any truth to anything we say as far as like the whole game.
But
industry.
if it is,
but
you
yeah,
said it first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
Throw out all the theories.
Theories. We'll bust out my tinfoil hat.
I love it.
They hurt my scalp.
Mm-hmm. Please give stuff. No.
No.
Oh,
You know what? I think if they didn't have the pressure to meet like an announcement date for the BlizzCon, they probably would have. Next character would have been Echo instead of the Ash character.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. Because that character was always there from the start in the posters and stuff too. That machine thing was always there because the face was covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that style was more like the main Overwatch roster. Yeah, everyone's either good or evil, and then Ash is like ex-girlfriend. Out of nowhere, a third faction comes out, X's. The evil X's. Like from Scott Pilgrim. League of Evil X's.
That was actually pretty solid. I wasn't a big fan of Scott Pilgrim, and then that came out, and I was just like, all right, we'll roll with that. It's good.
I do like Scott.
Who's next? Who else is tilted?
Who else is tilted?
Hey.
No, nobody wants to be tilted.
Misery Loves Company. Just throw it out there.
I'm a rebel.
I'm a rebel.
Because we're on YouTube and I'm on Twitch while working for KOG.
Oh, the depth. Can we mount Rush up somewhere and make it look like he's floating?
I wish I had that idea.
You will hang him from like a boom mic, or we'll just put like 1 or 2 more water bottles in there to weigh it down.
Let's get some green sticks.
As a question, why do you want me to look like I'm floating?
Because me and Mosh can't. We're too heavy.
Yeah. You're like the little brother that we need to like boost up to like grab stuff for us off the top, like shelf.
Yeah, just because.
Because
I thought that was like a reason or something.
bully Ma, or don't Blind will say bully Ma.
We are in space.
Aren't you? Yeah, we are in space.
I thought that was an intricate reason behind
Well, we're in.
Why would there be an intricate reason for someone hanging someone up in the air? Other one is like when you're gonna be a piñata.
Doesn't have to be rocket science.
Until tea.
Hey there, Asher. What's going on?
Bully rushing time.
Bully rushy time.
No bully rushy time.
We can set our clocks to bully rush time.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Space theme event?
No.
The best sentence.
Of space. Beating them.
Is that Jupiter in the background?
Some kind of planet.
It's, yeah, you see the big red circle or the big orange. Where's it? Oh, dyslexic.
Dyslexic? What the?
Was it already stated what the dream?
I'm not dabbing. How is this dabbing?
Rush being
My other arm is over here. That's true. Rush being bullied is better. So I like that.
You can't escape.
Literally tilted right now.
Bam.
Hey, what's these? Is Saturn?
The rings. Oh, that was solid.
Saturn? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes. Potato tilting album is better.
How does it feel to be meta?
You're great. I didn't hear nothing.
You are the meta.
So, since we're tilting Rush right now, wouldn't that technically be the fact that if you're going to be face man for like the community, you would then literally be the meta? No escape.
Yes, it seems so.
Seems.
We'll work to be sort of anti-meta, yet meta. I don't know. We'll find a way.
You're not really good at PR. Just saying.
We'll find a way.
Oh, okay.
Anti-telepathy.
You're gonna need like a bucket.
I purposely made tea before.
I cannot read the chat anymore.
Have you guys ever gotten tilted during a job interview
Oh!
I got tilted by the one that I'm interviewing. Like,
Yes.
I wasn't being interviewed, I was interviewing that person. So it's for like a translator job. And I give him like, okay, here's your test. Please translate from like English to Korean or Korean to English.
Yeah.
I go out for like 20 minutes, come back in. I look at the paper, there was like 3 words written like for, out of like 10 questions, there were like 3 words. I'm like, what's this? And then, oh, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what do you mean? I looked at it, like, it says like, oh, in Korean it would say like, oh, in the northern whatever, like snow freezes or blah 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 blah. And then he's answered sub-zero. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I thought it was a quiz to like figure out what it was talking about. I'm like,
Oh.
get out.
Get out.
It's like, thank you for wasting my time. Please get out.
tilts?
It was so bad.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I've literally had. So marketing in general is not my favorite type of field because it attracts a very specific personality. This is not a sweeping blanket statement. There's exceptions to every aspect of all things. But when you put up marketing, you have people that will just basically apply. Okay, this is going to be some what do you call it? No. PSA, public service announcement, for all of you younger guys and girls out there that are going to try to go out to an interview and slay them, knock them dead, and get that job, you know, before you even leave the interview. Here's a thing you don't do. So I had this guy come in and, you know, playing up all the stereotypes for a marketing role. The guy comes in hot, like a used car salesman. You know, nice suit.
Slaps the top of the desk.
Yeah, man.
This bad boy was.
So just coming in like a used car salesman, and I asked, you know, since we kind of my goal is to kind of loosen people up. They become more honest. I'm not going to be all, where were you on that? Blah, 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 blah. The interview process, it just doesn't work. And if you haven't noticed, I've been the manager for a long time, and so
Longer than you lived.
True, as long as some of you guys, because Mashi's old, ancient. So
Fact.
the guy comes in and just, you know, trying to wow and do the whole, like, you know, I'm a cool kid thing, and I'm okay with that.
I'm a go-getter.
But I was like, hey, did you play the game? And you guys know what game I'm talking about. And he said, yeah, I did this and that. I know all these things. It's the same dude, as a matter of fact, that talked about the guru. Were you there for he used to actually work for a very, very popular comic book company.
No, I don't think I was there.
Okay, anyway, so the guy said, yeah, I played the game. And I said, okay, what character did you play? Chang, she's hot. I don't know if the guy was just completely unaware of the fact, because I don't have a poker face.
There are like so many things wrong with it. Like if it was Chung and he says she's hot, what are you into?
And so I played Chang, she's hot. And the guy, I mean, I was visibly just set right the hell off. And I was like, okay, what weapon does Chang, the hot shake, use? Oh, it's like this, and you can totally tell the guy's backpedaling. Do not ever walk into an interview and try to bullshit. Especially
about their own game.
About their industry, their game, and what it takes to succeed. Like, you don't fluff your resume, you take accountability for what you are successful for, and don't be afraid to ever say, I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. Get there. Understand that level of humility, and that it speaks bounds. So for somebody like me, for a manager like me, and there's a lot of managers that aren't like me, or just opposite. Coming forward, being honest.
As a manager meta, Danny is not. I mean, Mashab is not really meta type.
Yeah, no.
He's like definitely not like hipster.
So but just don't do it. Be upfront. Be direct. Talk about the things that drive you: passion, ambition. A resume is just a piece of paper. Some people live in that realm, but it does nothing for me. But yeah, that same guy was like, I did work for a very popular comic book company, and they make a lot of really cool movies. And he was like, so he was like, yeah, I was doing a lot of work for this guy. The lead person of this company his name is Stan Lee. He's like the guru of comic books. And I went, are you kidding me? Did you just call? Okay, so in doing work for that company, calling that man a guru, I was like, do you know?
At least he didn't say like the sensei of the.
But you know what I'm saying? I was like, you're working for that company. That man's name is God on the lips of and hearts of children around the world, and you just literally downplayed him like as if he's some sort of consultant.
Yeah.
And so I would,
like a Wikipedia guy or something.
Right.
Stan Lee wrote all the Wikipedia articles on Marvel. He's the guru.
He's the guru.
Oh man.
Yes. So interview still like crazy. We've had some last 5 minutes. We've had some last hours just because.
It's like don't be too early, but don't be late. Like if your interview's at 4, don't come in at 3:30.
No
one likes that.
Nobody. You try hard.
Try 10 minutes to 5 minutes early. That's like the optimal time.
Absolutely.
And if you're early, just stay in your car or somewhere else not visible where people are looking at you like that guy's here early. Pacing back and forth outside the office, looking at his clock with a watch, like, don't do that. Be out of sight.
Right.
Give them less time to judge you.
Let them judge you on your own merits.
Yes.
Was it Mark Twain?
Mm-hmm.
It's better to let people think you're an idiot than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah. And there's a saying in Korean, like, at least if you kept your mouth shut, you would have been in the neutral ground.
Oh, right.
Like saying like, oh, something stupid. It's like, you stupid. Oh, it's like that's not even like the worst ones.
No.
The ones you heard. They're like that's the safe for the stream ones.
Yes.
Other ones we cannot say without cussing, so that triggers us so much.
Or talking about making people cry.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
Well, it doesn't take much for him.
Really?
Hi.
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 G'day.
Hi.
Yo.
Bonjour.
You butted. Mosh makes people never.
Yes.
So flippant.
I've seen. Well, I guess the one that I saw wasn't technically his fault. It was just the person that was talking to him just cries a lot. I'm not gonna say the name.
Oh, do you remember the one the one who tried to correct the localization?
Which one?
The one whose eyes were watering up.
Oh, cause it's the sponsor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was almost. If I would have pushed it, but unfortunately.
Yeah, if Kumio wasn't there,
I would
the
clean
guy
that
would have
dude's
ran
clock.
out crying, but he kind of deserved it.
But
We don't make innocent people cry unless they cry without our doing. They just cry because they cry. Type of story.
Has much Rush Pie been to Korea before? And where would you recommend to go?
I've been. I recommend you go wherever good food is.
he's kind of from there.
Well, I was there until like I was 10,
And then you went back.
like twice.
Yeah. Well, we've been there.
Yeah. But I haven't been like so long that I know like good places.
Were we there together once or twice?
Never. Once.
Once, yes, we were. I was
Yeah,
like, no, we
2
were.
years ago. Yeah.
So Pi and I were actually in Korea once.
And that was like my first time at Daegu too, so I was kind of lost. You actually knew more about the place than me.
So I've been to Korea 7 times?
Wow, more than me.
Something like that. But it's always been for business, and it's always been for quick turnaround trips. I think the best time I've ever had in Korea was actually on New Year's Eve, and that was really cold. It was 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and really crowded because as soon as they rang the bell downtown, those streets, man, like my buddy and I had to like run to get out of there and try not to die on the black ice. But it was just so cool. Everybody was dressed to the nines. There's a Starbucks on every street corner. I'm barely joking. But different coffee shops and stuff like that. So if you're into like walking around a place where you get to kind of, the place never sleeps. The food's fantastic for the most part. There's a couple of bad places, but if you like Korean food, being in that environment, I can't remember the name of that takalbi place. And so,
There's so many.
but there's one. It's up on one of the upper levels, and it's like specifically known for their takalbi. But you know that was actually like 5 years ago. So
Yeah, I haven't been either.
but that takalbi place, takalbi is how would you
It's like stir-fried spicy chicken.
and it was spicy. If you do
Depending
not like
on, you
spicy
can
food.
make it not spicy, but the sauce is really good.
Yeah.
And at the end, you stir fry. You know, actually, talking about sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
Skyrus, talking about internet cafes. Apparently, the food at the internet cafe is so good that there are actually places people consider to be better than restaurant food.
We didn't leave the net cafe when we were there.
No, apparently,
Wow.
like it got so much better in
Really?
the last year. That like people are like, you know, they have their own like list of like restaurants that they would like recommend to anyone without worry. There are like internet cafes that in that list that make such a good food. Like, people go there like a restaurant.
So I'm going to Korea next year then.
Yeah, Korean internet cafes are big, luxurious, but cheap.
Yeah.
$1 per hour.
I don't think it was that cheap at the one we went to
Apparently now it's getting to like that.
because they're competitive, right?
And then because they serve other stuff that they could pull money from.
Yeah.
Food, drinks.
Dude, even the okay was like it came in like when you get a hot dog from like a ball game, that paper like bowl thing. I didn't even care. It was burning my face, and I just ate it anyway. It was so good.
Oh,
But-
I missed the Korean street corn dogs.
Yes.
That's so good. They have the ones where it's like instead of the batter, well, they're still batter, but they like wedge potatoes on it.
I'm dying.
It's like tater tots plus corn dogs in one. It's like
I had noodles for lunch, man. You're killing me.
It's so good. It's okay, Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
No harm done. You're here.
Welcome.
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 But Rush is actually he's not been to Korea, but he's been a lot of other places.
Yeah, a lot of Asian countries except Korea.
A lot of Asian places, just not Korea.
It's eating goldfish. I like goldfish. Sometimes they have like weird, like bitter aftertaste that kind of gets me sometimes.
The cheddar.
Yeah.
Cheddar.
Yeah.
Wait, you eat goldfish?
The crackers.
The crackers. The cheese
Crisps.
based
Crackers?
Goldfish. They look like
It's
little
like
orange
goldfish.
goldfish.
No idea what
You're Australian.
I'm sorry.
Australian. My daughter makes me get the pink ones with a rainbow bag.
Oh.
we have sometimes.
Tim Tams. Oh.
Yeah, you see, that's what I thought of when I saw goldfish.
This.
There's those ones. Yeah. So we're showing Rush what goldfish look like.
And there's a shirt for it for you.
So a biscuit shaped like a fish?
It's a fish.
Yeah,
it's shaped like a fish, but it's not fish flavored.
Yeah, it's like cheddar.
It's just like Nips,
No.
the
Cheetos?
No, it's more like biscuit cracker looking things, but like they're like little wafers. Ritz.
Okay, Ritz I know.
Yeah, Ritz because it's Canadian brand. Anyways, Ritz.
Ritz.
It's like Ritz, but they're like smaller and like fish. They're like salt and like cheese. Like.
But there's like no other flavors. It's just like cheddar cracker.
Oh, okay. So it's like this.
I sometimes forget that he doesn't know stuff.
Ritz is superior.
How many breads have I eaten in my life?
What? How many different types of
More
bread?
than like 2,000 of you.
Yeah.
In weight. I eat so many bread.
I'm not eating pet fish, jeez. Yes.
But what if it tastes like
I know that's my daughter makes me eat the pink, or she makes me buy the pink ones or the rainbow colored bags of goldfish, and she won't eat just the regular orange ones. Like she will, but she'll just like protest. She still wants the pink ones.
Go ahead, Azur. Ask us a question.
Oh, I have a question.
If you had to go out for dinner, do you have a preference in terms of cuisine?
Depends on a lot of things.
Depends
like,
on
do I
the
have
day.
money?
No, we'll say if money was off the table, if you were going to go out right now, Japanese sushi. Okay.
I can eat good sushi all day. Favorite dessert? Panna cotta.
I would go for, but because I can't. But if somebody's gonna say you can go anywhere you want, it's gonna go to like a Baton Rouge cafe and get Cajun food. I can't do it out in California.
Yeah.
There's all the Cajun places out here are just
Baton Rouge and Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
Because we in Canada we have a franchise called Baton Rouge and it tastes like donkey butt.
Oh, does it? No. Like there's a place called there was a Creole couple that opened up a restaurant called Baton Rouge Cafe, and it was they even used cayenne to plate.
Oh, right.
And so they had etouffee, they had jambalaya, dirty rice. I mean, they had the literally etouffee. They had oh man,
now you made me want Popeyes.
There you go. And yeah, so and comfort food. Anything fried and southern, I'm all about.
So if you had no money restrictions and you can go out for dinner anywhere.
Yeah.
I love crab.
Don't say macros. Okay, there you go.
Just like boiled crab, steamed crab,
snow crab,
stir-fried crab.
XO sauce. Yeah, but
XO sauce?
I haven't had an XO sauce.
I know the Chinese name is Hai Ji Min Dai, but I don't know what the English name for it is.
Do they call it black bean?
Yeah, see, Scarce knows what I'm talking about. Crab noodles. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with that crab noodles, but it's cooked with like an XO sauce in it.
I haven't had an XO.
It's really nice.
What does the XO sauce taste like? Do you use your brain when you eat?
I enjoy my food.
Yeah, and you remember
I don't go.
You
This
savor
tastes
it.
like soy sauce.
Is it like a bisque? Don't they use
I honestly have no clue.
What outdoor activity would you partake in during a nice spring day? A picnic. It's a good egg salad sandwich. That is my favorite sandwich, by the way. Egg salad sandwich I had in Japan, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
The best egg salad sandwich
of all time.
And that was like $3 or $2.
Yeah, but man, you can't go to a 7-Eleven in Japan. It's not the same. It's on a whole new level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 7-Eleven in Japan. In Japan.
But if nobody's ever been to Japan or they're not familiar with Japan, they're not going to know.
It's like really hard to explain. Think of egg salad sandwich, but like it's amazing. The flavor. You know what's like interesting about it? Actually, at the end, there's like a hint of wasabi flavor, and that makes it like not like too creamy or
too mayonnaise.
Yeah, you can just keep eating it like you die until fart.
See, I would have thought it because I mean the Japanese are just absolutely enamored with mayonnaise, and so when you say like an egg salad sandwich,
love mayonnaise, man,
dude. So when you say egg salad sandwich, it was like made with mayonnaise.
It's like Koreans with their cheese.
Nah.
They just put everything with cheese now. That actually irks me a little.
Tilted, yes. Finally, we got back to task.
Oh, you wanna put cheese on your takoyaki? I'm like,
you what?
Who are you? And get off my table.
You touch my takoyaki.
Go get your own
with cheese, and you're gonna find out exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah. Oh.
My favorite Chinese food actually is Taiwanese. That I can eat every day of the week.
What is considered Taiwanese? I actually couldn't differentiate other than the beef noodle soup thing that they have and some of the popcorn chicken that I should.
Yeah, that's really popular.
Yeah, I like the fried basil a lot too. But like I really couldn't, other than the iconic dishes, I can't differentiate between Taiwanese and like Chinese places.
Taiwanese tends to do the whole like pork cutlet,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
fried chicken, and all that stuff.
And the soups with noodles and lots of cilantro.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I want a pork cutlets, I'll go to Japanese.
I like Chinese pork. It's just whether it's
No, I like regular porks like stir fried and everything, like fatty stuff. But if I'm gonna get a cutlet,
yeah.
then I'm gonna go with the
Japanese.
Japanese or the Korean ones because they have better gravy. The Korean tonkatsu, you actually make the gravy instead of just getting the sauce. I don't like the sauce that much. The Japanese sauce, the bulldog sauce, whatever. No bueno. Hello.
Hello.
Jose or Jose? I don't know where you're from.
Good day.
Jose? What's Jose?
This is our live streaming day off.
It's like talking about our personal interests that is not related to KOG or elsewhere.
Today's the tilted stream, so we were talking about things.
Whatever triggers you.
Yes.
And we tilted the hell out of Rush earlier.
Yes.
But we're not going to revisit that just because.
Tilted him off the meta. You're welcome.
There's-
Does Hersher tilt Rush? I don't think so.
no, it's an Ein character.
Maybe Raven.
He has like varying degrees of
It's my most played actually.
Really?
pressure.
More than Blue Hand?
You know
More than
my
Dominator?
You know my Hershey has like 1.5 times the strength of my blue hand.
Most tilted moments when traveling overseas.
Wow.
Every time I check in a baggage and I have to wait for it at the arrival. That's why I don't like taking, even when we went to Korea, I remember I had a small luggage that I just carry in with the plane because I hate waiting for baggages. It's not the wait per se, but other scenarios like where, we forgot to ship it to you or like someone steals it or whatever. That like irks me until I get my hands on my bag. So it's not the waiting part, it's the other bad scenarios that could have happened until I get it.
Yeah.
So it just like, just triggers me so much.
I hate it when the airport staff comes up to you and it's like, hey, would you like a slight upgrade to your like seating stuff so you can board the plane faster and all that? And I'm like, no, go away. Shoot.
They do that?
Yeah, they did. Because once I accepted it, you know what happened?
They charge you.
No, they didn't charge me.
Oh, really?
They put me at the seats where the emergency exit is.
I love that seat.
I hate that seat.
Why? You get so much leg room.
Because they always put me in the middle, in between two people on that aisle.
That was my
I will still take that for the leg room though.
Yeah.
I can't with the, literally like if I'm sitting at a plane like this, this is all I have. So if someone in front of me wants to lean back, if they hit my knee and they look like angry, I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? You want me to shrink? I can't.
I was on my way to Frankfurt, Germany, and I'd never flown Lufthansa before.
With what?
Huh?
Flown what?
Lufthansa, the airline.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to fly all the way out to Chicago from LA. Get on the flight from Chicago, Lufthansa, all the way to Frankfurt. Lufthansa didn't have any TVs. So I had to fly almost 10 hours with nothing.
They don't even play like projector movies for you?
No, I was 3 rows back from the front, where you actually come in from the cabin. There was nothing there. And then as I sat down, I realized I sat down in the middle because I'm a good boy. And I go early because I like checking in first.
I feel so sorry for you already.
And these dudes came over and they were Swedish rugby players. The shortest one of the two was like 6'4" and probably like 260.
Oh, that's a rip.
And his buddy was even bigger. And they sat down, and there's some things about certain areas and different cultures and peoples of Europe where they don't necessarily observe the same levels of hygiene that we do in America. Or typically, there's some dirty
Well,
ass
some people
here
expire
too.
fast, even if we do.
But these dudes, that was my only saving. I'm like, please, because they're footballers, right? And so they're gonna get on the plane, and I'm like, please. And they sat right next to me. I'm like, do you guys want me to move so you can sit next to each other? And they're all, no, we're fine. And I was like, it wasn't for you, bro. Like, and nicest dudes ever, but that could have gone so bad. So I sat crammed, and I'm not a small guy. And so I sat crammed in between these two giant dudes for 10 hours. And I felt bad for them. I felt bad for me. And that was 10 hours of flight. And
imagine if I was there. I don't think anyone would have.
No.
Like our shoulders are like not even. We can't even like touch. Like we have to overlap. Like at an angle, just going like this.
Everybody's like,
yeah.
10 hours.
Fold in.
For 10 hours. Oh god. Sorry.
So yeah, no, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Sitting in the middle of that. No.
I think now it would irk me if I have no data wherever I go.
Data?
Yeah. I was spoiled by having what's it called? Project 5 for a year. I went like business travels like during that, and like it was so convenient. Like you worked in the Philippines, worked in Japan, like it was perfect. Like no nothing, just like it works right away after you go out.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with your telecom. You don't have to
No
deal
extra
with
charge.
nothing.
Yeah. That's like the only reason why I'm still considering Pixel every time it comes out. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a flag.
I got caught on. My T-Mo was solid when we were overseas. But if anybody texted me or tried to call me, if I even looked at that answer button.
Although T-Mobile like was horrible in Philippines.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you had like basically no connection
Nothing.
whatsoever.
I mean, and I have a new phone. I have unlimited data. Nothing.
That's a bit.
Masha, when you drink coffee, do you use sugar or cream? No. The song playing reminds me of a cafe, which is why I asked the question.
Oh yeah, no. Phantom I do not. My coffee is like my metal.
Only
black.
time I would put some milk in it is when I want like to be more like mellow, or just feel like I want to relax. I would drink.
But I will drink lattes because they taste good.
Yeah.
I will also bring cafe au lait because they taste good. I like a cappuccino.
Yeah,
They taste
cappuccino.
good.
I think cappuccinos are really good.
But I will drink my tea now, black tea, not green tea. I have like lots of green teas and stuff like that. But I will drink my breakfast tea with milk and cream or milk and sugar because it's
Like how it should.
southern. It's the thing.
Rush does not drink coffee.
No.
Ever.
Would explode.
Ever. Rush
There's-
drinks tea.
Did you see that squirrel from Over the Hedge? Where he had like that Red Bull and the world came to a stop. It just everything froze around him because like he got so cracked out. Every time I see that.
No coffee.
You know who else doesn't drink coffee? Bitsy.
Bitsy doesn't drink coffee.
I forgot why she doesn't drink it. I forgot. It's not for the caffeine because she drinks other sodas.
I drink coffee. Busty drinks coffee.
What's the best food you had overseas? Cereal.
Oh,
All time. Pick one.
all time.
Where?
Japan. Tokyo.
What's the store called?
I don't know what the store name. I can't read the store name.
I mean, most people, this is like the best thing ever. I'll remember the name. Or
Yeah,
take a picture
I
of the
see
sign.
Japanese characters and I can't.
Take a picture.
Overseas best food.
I did take a picture.
Google Translate for you.
I didn't think about.
Get a Google Translate app and it actually.
I just know where it is. If you drop me off at like Tokyo, I would be like, okay, you just go here, here, here. Because I went there every day for my entire trip.
What about you?
Oh, it has to be overseas.
Yes, outside the country.
Wait, does Australia count since I'm technically here now? Or does a restaurant here count?
But if we're talking to those that are watching, they're not going to know what Australian food tastes like. So if you say that's going to be overseas, that's overseas to them.
Takes the kangaroos.
True.
Remember Dunkaroos?
Yes.
They used to be good. Okay, yeah, just any food then.
Oh, any food?
Are we up to like the hour and 3 minutes where the second music popped up, which is why the music is a bit loud?
Probably.
I'm not too sure.
No, only
I'd probably
40
say-
minutes. think just this one is kind of loud.
Okay. Let's check.
We went to, I don't remember the restaurant because you couldn't see it, but on New Year's, we went to, we had to get out of the square downtown, and we went into the back roads, and there was a college food restaurant. You mean like a bar? Everyone sits on the ground, and they had sashimi. And they bring out these giant plates of sashimi, and we sat down. It was me and other guy who worked for the company, and a bunch of other guys. They called one of their friends. Their friend called their other friends. So there was a bunch of college guys sitting around the table, and then us. And so we had a full table. Everyone's like telling stories, and they're trying out their English, and everybody's laughing at it. But the food was so remarkable, I couldn't even focus on half the conversation. That was also the first place that I had live octopus. That was divine. Everyone's like, because I don't eat food for shock value. I'm from Louisiana. Trust me, we eat everything. So nothing shocks me. And the live octopus as sashimi, where it comes out in live, wrapped in chopstick and stuff. As soon as you hit the sesame oil, it stops. The flavor of that was
so good.
Insane. Like absolutely good. So if you like sashimi, get past the whole like trip up about the whole like, oh, it's exotic, it's alive. Nah, everything was alive at one point. You're eating food, you eat burger, you eat whatever. I don't care if it's spinach. It was living at one point. But then once you get past that, the exotic food thing, the actual taste of it is amazing. Yeah, Russia proves.
How's the stream? Hey, biscuit. It's good.
What's up?
Cooking here and there.
Yeah, a little bit. And then we start talking about food, and we're like, what about you? The one place.
It's not a place, but the best food I had was like same as you, sashimi, but my dad dived into the ocean with the harpoon. Filleted it right on the spot.
Oh,
best I've ever had. That and abalone. He also caught in the ocean.
Where?
Guam.
Oh.
Where we used to live. Right by the docks. They just dive down, get fish, get like abalone out, sashimi.
Fresh.
So good. The sweetest like fish I ever had. It was like amazing.
Oh man.
I know, right? I was sushi. I want the sushi.
Love y'all.
Actually, Shanghai had some really nice yum.
Oh, best dim sum I had, Hong Kong.
Best dim sum is Hong Kong, but the best yum I ever had was in Shanghai.
Shanghai?
Yeah. Is it Kai Feng?
No.
Oh.
Gosh.
Tilted. So, if somebody asks you to, okay, so if somebody from the West were to ask you directly, as somebody from the East, where to go to get along well enough, where it's easy to get along, it's easier to go find good food, it's easy to travel, it's easy to like, it's not, because you're not talking about assimilation, because you're talking about like, as a foreigner, like what part of China would somebody be able to go to eat all the good foods, it's not too confusing to get around, like where would you send them?
Beijing.
Beijing.
Okay.
Beijing. Shanghai has really good food, but Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing, I heard had a lot of foreigners there and stuff.
But what's weird is, like, if I go to Korea, I stay the hell away from Busan. I want no part of, like,
no Korean wants to deal with white people. I gotta say. Doesn't matter what language you speak, as long as you walk in and look around and find someone to talk to, they're like...
No, it wasn't. It was because of the accommodations for Westerners in Busan. It took the whole experience down.
Oh, they're too, like, nice?
It was too... It wasn't Korea. You know what I mean? The parts that we were in was literally there to like cater to Western people.
A tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap. And so when I'm in Daegu, I love it. When I'm over, even in like Gangnam, even though it's like crazy, like highfalutin place, it's better for me to get along there because I enjoy the company better. I like the food better. I like the experience better. So I stay away from the tourist.
Yeah, actually, even when I went to Japan, I haven't been to Tokyo that much because my uncle lived in Nagoya. So I go there all the time. So like even though they understand English, they always talk back in Japanese.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, hi, I'm like,
Hi, des.
thank you.
Yeah.
The best xiaolongbao you had was
In Shanghai. Yes.
You don't remember where it was.
What is so different about it? Actually, I'm curious what makes a good xiaolongbao.
The bun, the skin was not like the one we had at Capital. It was soft but hard at the same time.
Soft and chewy. Like,
Yeah, the
like
soup
like-
was steaming hot inside the xiaolong
See
bao.
that I burn myself down now.
Every
And
time.
that is the most fantastic part. I always like to take the whole bao and put it in my mouth and then
Enjoy
get the whole.
Every time. Like, you saw when we were there, like, shallow bao. I'm gonna regret this. You know,
Yes.
you feel the steam rolling
Dude,
down your
remember when
mouth.
we went to the tasty noodle house? I didn't know there was it was like
Yeah, you.
juice in there. I just had it. I was like, like you can't react. I'm like, I'm
You can't do
dying.
anything about it.
I'm dying.
Yeah,
You can spit it out, but that's heresy.
Yeah.
I literally just take the whole bao.
And I can eat hot food easy, like
Yeah.
noodles and stuff.
But the boiling hot.
But that thing is like oil, cause it's fat.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't cool down as fast, and it sticks to your skin.
Speaking of which, she's not here to defend herself, but Jim Kumio. So, she's not
Uh,
here.
I know which story you're talking about.
So, Kai and I are eating. Was it?
No, there's wonton noodles.
Wonton noodles. As soon as we sat down, we opened up our bowls and we started eating. Kumio looked and was just like, "Oh, must not be that bad." Went, dropped the thing, looked up, and seriously, I thought she was gonna start punching faces.
She
Like-
had burns for like a month and a half.
Yeah, like it blistered her mouth, and like she's calling us everything except for two-legged and up straight. And like literally, I thought she was going to get violent.
And to be honest, I wasn't hearing any of it because I was busy eating.
Yeah, right.
When I'm eating, I don't multitask. Multitask with the menus, but not with other stuff other than eating.
Sound was drowned.
Yeah.
And if you want to see him, literally go sideways, tilt. Have somebody like have
Bring
a
my
waiter
food late, I dare you.
walk by. Remember, what was the restaurant that when you
The
first
burger
got here?
place?
The burger place.
Yeah, the
That-
burger lounge.
The chick walked by us like 3 times.
And brought orders late.
Before
wrong.
we were even able to order our drinks, it took 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not nice to waiters or waitresses that don't know how to do their job.
Hangry. He gets hangry.
Hey, hey!
Hey! Look at that.
Look at that. Rainy
Ooh,
jazz.
rainy jazz.
Time for
Live
more
radio.
space.
Wait more. Yes!
We're going back
And we're back.
to our world. Our world globe. We're gonna send Rush up to space again.
There we go.
Yes, yes we are.
Hanging on a green stick.
Yeah, actually, Phantom Pain, if Kumio actually heard us bring that up, all that's gonna do is get us freaking punched anyway. So,
Yeah.
what else were we gonna talk about? Children.
That's how we tilt.
You guys need mouth
It's-
rush
it's
up.
Doesn't work very well.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You have to
But
get
you gotta put-
closer.
Yeah. See?
Because of the lighting, it's sensitive to where it is.
Okay. Ooh, never realized y'all streamed on YouTube as well. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
Surprise!
we do it every Thursday.
Because it's our day off.
Thursday.
Yeah, so we don't talk about like elsewhere stuff. We just talk about what interests us.
And what interests you?
But enough
About
about
us.
us. Now let's talk about what we like.
What we like?
Yeah.
What
I like meat.
What I like?
I like fish.
I don't know, there wasn't enough tilt.
I like tilting people.
Yes.
Except he gets tilted more.
You will know, up until recently, he was actually pretty calm. I think his heart started to twist and contort.
Well, because
and
no
become
one
dark.
like tried to figure him out. He was just like so harmless.
Yeah,
And then
and so nice.
yeah,
And then they face me.
and then he made a mistake of telling us about being hipster.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that is very easy to.
Oh, I thought it was Wednesday, but it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It's Friday if you're in Korea.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Australia.
Most everywhere.
It's a nice place.
I haven't been, son.
It's a nice place as long as you don't mind snakes.
I mind
lizards,
snakes.
Flies.
Yes, flies.
Ants.
Yes.
Cockroaches.
Yeah.
Sounds like hell.
Please don't.
Sounds like an upside down hill.
And the other thing is I want to go to Brisbane, and that's probably where all of that is like worse.
And it's the Great Barrier Reef. Close-ish. Close-ish.
And they have a bunch of like great white sharks in the Great Barrier Reef.
Why go to Australia when I can go to Japan and eat sushi?
Because you can eat sushi in Australia.
GBR,
Is it
isn't
better in Japan?
the GBR like one of like the most dangerous like
Possibly.
ocean experiences ever? It's like, oh look, it's beautiful, it's blue. Oh mate, look, there's a box
But
jellyfish.
it's
Somebody eaten by a great
disappearing.
white shark.
Slowly.
Slowly.
So you should go to see it anyway before it disappears for good.
That's good. They should disappear.
I swear I was sad because I've seen someone post somewhere that they closed it.
Close what?
Watch, I have a question. Andrew, yeah, go ahead.
I believe they were talking about
Do I remember GM Sen? Of course I do.
this.
What is it? How's your guys? What do you? I don't see what you're. What did you point to?
I don't know.
Yeah, I missed it too.
Mentos said this, that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Probably the mobile game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised about that. No, we're still good. We're still doing good. We're still doing content update. Still doing
Lol.
this,
LOL.
this
Yes.
stuff.
Rush is too fast, so I gotta go back to optimism.
Yeah,
I
man.
gotta point faster. Slower, not faster. If I point any faster, you're not gonna see anything. I'm surprised. What?
Do you think Elsword? Do you think Elsword or fighting game can work?
Can't always. Everything works.
Why are you surprised, Azure Heavens? I hired her, so I think I would know her.
I don't know.
He don't know. He don't know.
Nobody tells me nothing. What?
What?
Nani?
Not this guy.
Nani? What happened? Lol.
Fired or fired?
Hired.
Probably both.
Hired.
And then fired.
He read,
And then fired.
not fee read.
And then fired.
No, I didn't fire.
Did that person get? No.
No. Yeah, one of the what when whoa.
What?
You made what one
what-
you
what-
want to bring back. What?
Bring back what? MMO that's closed down?
Oh, an MMO that was closed that you want
I
to
know
bring
what
back.
you're gonna say. Astro.
No. Marvel Heroes.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one. That one's not too bad.
I was actually because of one. I'm a Diablo fan. The game was created by Brevik, so it was basically Marvel, the Diablo game. The number of characters was expanding. The number of outfits and generations and genres for each character was expanding. The world, like storyline, was expanding and growing. And I'm a huge Marvel fan. So to see a Diablo-style game with all my favorite Marvel characters. Oh, and the fact that they actually had Gambit speak with a Bayou accent
Thank you.
and not some BS Texas. Oh my God! When he literally said, he's like, "You don't mess with that Bayou boy," and I was like, "It's real." Seriously, that was it. I was done. Even if the rest of the game sucked, I was like, "You hit the nail on the head." But yeah, that's the game I
Look at
wanted.
these fanboys.
I
Yeah.
like Gambit, okay?
I only like Gambit in the Marvel's Capcom.
I play Gambit so much during
Marvel Capcom, yeah.
Royal Flush, 30
It's
seconds.
okay, Phantom Pain. It happens. It happens.
But yeah, no, Pi was right. If I had to pick like a traditional, like immersive MMO environment, it'd be Asheron's Call.
All the games that I still used to play still here. Village 1 is still here.
World of Warcraft.
Ragnarok is still here. World of Warcraft is still here. Oh, I guess you would have to resurrect Diablo.
Oh.
Ouch.
Okay, I'm not looking to get a job.
Yeah, I still have my Witch Doctor for 3. My
I just want a good Diablo 2 again. That's all.
Again.
yeah,
If they remade anything, it should have been Diablo 2.
yeah, agreed. It's a casual live stream by the Elsewhere staff. You are very correct, Ezra. What's this all about?
What is this?
My answer
Fusion
would have
Fall?
been Fusion Fall.
I didn't
But
know
the
that
fans
game.
brought that back. Huh.
What's the game about?
It's about falling.
Well, shut your mouth.
Yeah, I've actually Oblivious Guy, I've never even heard of that one. I'm usually pretty, well, between Pi and myself, we are very, very familiar with the world of MMOs.
Yeah.
Wait! Damn autocorrect. Wait, what'd you do?
I don't know. It's about Elsewhere, the game, though.
What is?
I don't know.
It's
Uh-huh.
not.
It's not about the.
Hey, oh, that was the autocorrect.
I
The
see.
autocorrect removed the word.
So you're saying is autocorrect accidentally a word?
Bring back Grand Chase. If you want me to throw some salt on that wound, bring back Grand Chase before Dio.
But Dio is the character that I used to play.
Don't care.
I care.
I know you do. See?
What is this for? It's about chit chatting.
Yeah.
Old Cartoon Network.
Turn
Fucking
it on.
smack.
Old Cartoon Network MMO.
Which one was that?
What? Old Cartoon Network.
The
MMO?
Toontown?
They had
No,
a.
wait, Toontown wasn't Cartoon Network.
They had a Cartoon
It's
Network
Disney.
MMO.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wait, that's not Cartoon. They had a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends one for a bit.
I liked Lay's character design, but I wasn't a big old fan of
Rufus!
because she's AP, and I hated the whole AP system. I thought it absolutely. It's one of the things. It's a direction that technically did well in the beginning, especially with Dio, but there were too many aspects of the game that were going too many different directions. So too many different types of currency, too many different methodologies and approaches to a combat system that was already well established, and it completely flipped when they went to AP. I just didn't necessarily, it wasn't my favorite aspect of the game. And in doing so, because other characters that were still MP had to hold down their attack button in order to either register first bar, second bar, or third bar, the other AP characters, very similar to Elsword, would just have to hit a hotkey. So it destroyed the utterly obliterated the game balance because it's just not there.
So easy.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing StarCraft 1 and suddenly this race gets a StarCraft 2 system.
Uh,
You don't have to hotkey anything. It's just like one hotkey can control 100 units instead of having 20 units each hotkey. Know what I'm saying?
least favorite AP?
Dio. You already said Dio.
Dio, yeah.
Markets, Dio.
No, I like. I wasn't a big fan of Sin either. Sin was not. I was not a fan of Sin. Wasn't a fan of Adele just because there wasn't a whole lot that she didn't strike me as a what do you call it? A remarkable character. But yeah.
Uno.
Uno.
Oh, so in spite of the game's closure shortly thereafter, what did you guys think of Uno? I fanboyed the F out on Uno because I got to direct the voice actor for Uno, who is none other than Tony Oliver. And the fact that I got to be in the same room and working with Tony Oliver it just blew my mind. So if anybody's not familiar, Tony Oliver is very big in the VO circles now, but when I was a kid, he was the voice of Rick Hunter from Robotech. And so even his natural speaking voice sounds like Rick Hunter.
Everyone's like, what's Robotech?
What's Robotech? What is Macross?
Macross, I know.
Kirby.
So yeah, so I thought the storyline behind Uno was insanely cool. The voice actor and working in that side of the industry was really cool. Character design, I'm not a fan of the. You have this entire fantastical world with all these different fantastical ideas that were very signature of that world, and they got a dude in a hakama and a sword. I was like, nah. It was like you took one of the characters right out of Kenshin and dropped him into Grand Chase. So I was like, I'm not a fan. Yes, exactly. He's like, you knew I wasn't trying to go there, but I was like,
I had to.
When you guys say Uno, all I think of is the card game.
I actually haven't played that game.
That game is fantastic.
Uno, I win.
Mosh,
Onesies?
you might not be able to answer this one, but I'm curious.
I don't own any because I don't think anything will fit.
You all guys own any onesies?
Name.
Do you own any jumpers? Rompers?
I don't know what that was.
You just know what
Jump
I mean, you're new, younger, and so I figured that might be something you might be familiar with.
No.
Okay, no rompers for you.
No. No.
Dang.
No. No. Hey, King Arios.
Hey, King Arios. What's up?
You know Uno?
You know Uno?
I know Uno.
They know.
Azure Heavens, did you already ask the question, or did I miss one
No.
above that Joe wasn't curious? Oh, you didn't answer.
No.
Didn't answer. Okay,
No.
got it.
But it's very close. To
Maybe he's
time.
typing a huge like wall of text. Like,
Oh,
There it
there
is.
it is.
there it is.
Upon Lay's release on the NA server, there was a splash screen that said "Grand Chase got laid." I wonder whose idea that was, because looking back at it, it was hilarious. I can neither confirm nor deny having any association with that line going into the game. Senator,
I heard the story.
shut up! Damn it!
I'm just saying. I just heard it. That's all.
I had to learn. Poo.
I heard stories. It was very.
No comment.
It was very. I heard. I was like, that really wins the game. But with that,
I got it approved before it went live.
Or you approved.
No.
Okay.
I may have second guessed myself for a split second, and I needed a second pair of eyes on it.
Okay.
Well, it's time for us to go back to Earth and work. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in to our day off.
Yes.
We will be back, and by the way, this is not our final form. We will be figuring out what we're going to do with what it is that we do on YouTube.
Yes.
For the time being, we're going
Yes.
to call it our day off, and
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
You too. Have a good evening.
Yes.
See
This
ya
is
next
Mosh,
week.
Rush, and Pie. Signing off.
Yes.
Later, guys.
Bye.
See yous.